After leaving the vault and turning on your Pip-Boy and going to the quests option, you can find a quest called a pint-sized problem. Clicking on it will navigate you to the Boston Bugle. When teleporting or navigating your way to Boston Bugle, you will see a dilapidated news building. When entering the Boston Bugle, nothing really interesting happens. But if you open up an elevator and go up it, you will see, funny enough, also nothing. But you will want to dispatch of this Protectron right here. After dispatching of the Protectron, you will see Larry's terminal. Opening it up says the following: Larry's Hall Report and Journal Entries. Looking at journal entries, you can see 3 entries. Okay, so I will read them out for you. The first one reads, I was out on one of my usual runs, and I found this place. Seems to be some pre-war newspaper office. Plenty of articles similar to what that Piper chick writes over at Diamond City. Anyway, the building's completely deserted. I managed to wipe this terminal, so I can use it to keep track of my junk. All it had on it was some old articles anyway. Some stuff about survivors, but that was years ago. Anyway, I managed to activate the Protectron. I got my own personal bodyguard! Things are looking up for a good old Larry. And that is the first entry. The second entry reads, Gotta avoid Monsignor Plaza. Not gonna try that again. I decided to head up to that fancy sounding place, Monsignor Plaza. Figured there would be some sweet loot I could salvage from some of the shops in there. Way too much effort dodging all them mutants, but once I got into the plaza, things looked promising. Managed to peek into this bookstore, which had some toys and comics too. Weirdest thing was that there was some creepy costume in a display box on the counter. But before I could open the box, some raiders found me and started shooting. Worst of all, I had to drop my cap stash. Barely got out alive. And that is the second entry. The third entry, feeling watched, is a little more unsettling, to say the least. Man, I got it made up here. Central Boston, a scaver's paradise. And yet, something doesn't feel right. I swear there's something lurking in the shadows, with the strangest silhouette. It sorta looked like that costume over in Monsignor Plaza. Might be time I pack up and find somewhere else. This place gives me the creeps. And that is everything. Larry's Hall Report doesn't really read anything important, just reads a bunch of stuff that he had. And that is the end of the Boston Bugle. I will see you guys when I get over to where we need to go next. When reaching the plaza, we don't really see anything except for a few hanging corpses and dead corpses outside. Pretty weird how just out of the blue we just see a bunch of dead people for no reason. So let's enter the building and see what we find in there. Going inside the plaza, we have a strange sight. There's nobody here. So we walk into here, the comic store, and we investigate things. And we see this shattered box right here. So, interacting with it says, it seems the display box was recently smashed open and its contents removed. Recently, huh? So, investigating more, we end up finding a coin, a scratched subway ticket. The subway token has College Square etched onto the face. The lack of dust suggests it was dropped recently. After picking up the coin, we then read a note that says, only mine. He wants to take it from me, but I won't let him. It's mine, not his. Mine! Pretty weird. Now, let's go and confront the murderer at the College Square station. Heading into College Square station, we see the corpses of many. Raiders, feral ghouls, you name it. But going down into the actual subway station itself, we don't really see much. So, looking behind us, we will see a doghouse, which, to those familiar who have at least played Fallout 3 before, you will remember a red doghouse. Now, you can loot caps, psycho, rad-X, a bunch of chems, more caps, and then there's a note. An uneasy feeling wraps around you as you pick up the note, and it just says, behind you. Turning around, and the pint-sized slasher is there, attacking you. But then, of course, you can proceed to do what he was going to do to you, and stab the crap out of him, because this is a Bethesda game, and why not? So he's dead. The pint-sized slasher, deceased. You can then get the pint-sized knife. A very good knife that does 50% more damage against humans due to its assassin effect. And the Little Menace's pint-sized slasher clothing. +1 strength, -1 perception, and reduced detection from moving, and makes the wearer 15% faster. Now, I will just be a single second. And now, with that, even you can become the pint-sized slasher. Goodbye.